in 2019, there was an incredible international attention to Amazon fires, and all this went viral. Based on the findings of MAP program, this year's fire season was actually even worse. Based on your fire app, how were the two fire seasons different, and how governments use technology to better address fire prevention and management efforts? Matt and Sidney?
Okay. Yeah, great question. Yeah, because one thing, so I got to the point of we're able to filter out all the smaller fires and identify where the major fires are. The coolest part that I actually didn't get to is then we can then zoom in on where those major fires using Planet imagery and actually get eyes on these major fires. And so basically we pieced together, two different major scenarios that I don't think I think are pretty novel findings. One is the majority of the fires, particularly last year, 2019, but also this year, is that the majority of the fires are actually burning areas that are recently deforested. So you have, using the Planet Archives, we see where the major fires are. Then using the Planet Archives, we can see that that area was actually deforested in August 2019. It was actually deforested in March 2020. So really, this major finding that a lot of these major fires are actually burning areas that were recently deforested. And so, that makes the issue, it's not just a fire management issue all of a sudden, it's a deforestation issue as well. It's if you're going to tackle fires, you actually have to tackle deforestation first, because most of these fires are burning recently deforested areas. Now, what was a bit different this year than last year is around September, the dry season was a bit more intense this year and last year. And we did see a major shift to actual forest fires, which I think was in the public perception last year. But this year it actually happened where Amazon rainforest was actually burning this year, I think much more than it did last year. And so I think that's, I was saying that I think that's an important formula for next year in terms of, the first half of the fire season is really linked to burning these recently deforested areas. And then we have to be very careful of knowing when intense dry, because the dry season this year was actually predicted. So we knew it was going to happen. And in these drier years, just know that we're going to see this shift to actual forest fires. And so I just hope there's a lot more. Basically, I think we need to get by these heat anomaly maps that, we just see like these thousands of red dots. I just think there's, more data out there. So I think we really need to kind of go to the next level and really build off of this information. So that's Brazil. And then Bolivia, we worked a lot this year with our colleagues, and Bolivia is a bit different dynamic, and there we actually saw a lot of fires in the savanna and dry forest ecosystem. And the aerosol emissions just work great in Bolivia as well in terms of really being able to pinpoint where the major fires are. And our colleagues in Bolivia were sending that information every morning to the Bolivian protected area services. A lot of these fires were in protected areas. So I just think there needs to be a lot more, maybe in this off season, now that the fire season is pretty much over, I just think there needs to be a lot more capacity building about this new resource. And so governments can, I think this was the first year, a little bit last year, that really demonstrated the power of this new data. Aerosol combined with Planet imagery. And I really think there needs to be a lot more work with civil society and government to use it, to kind of build off of the traditional heat-based data.